50 years ago, we started with a simple idea that a home should be built with purpose, passion, and people in mind.
Today, we're still driven by that same belief, and nowhere is it more alive than in the Parade of Homes.
So when I think about being involved in Homes by Dickerson's 50th Parade of Homes, it's just really special to me because I think it is the standard by which we build by. And I think that's something that you gentlemen installed when John and I, is that home became the standard for which you would build every other home. And I just kind of wonder, as you guys think about 50 years ago and the parade, and as you kind of see us every year now, what do you sort of think about?
You know, it's not so much what it means to me, but what it means to others. When you think about the numbers of people that every day get a paycheck because of Homes by Dickerson, year after year for 50 years. It has sent children to college, provided homes for many, many people. I think I tend to think of it that way, that 50 years of economic impact for a lot of people. They've been able to depend on us. That's a very, very important thing.
But I think about the lives that are touched, not only just the home ownership and the people that have shelter and raise their family in a secure environment. It's what Linwood alluded to, is the economic impact it's had on so many lives, because when we look back, we had a lot of people, and you still have, I guess, you have a lot of people that's worked for the company for a lot of years. The same subcontractors, the same electricians, the same plumbers, and they do their business plan based on what your plan is going to be, and that's what they depend on.
I remember during the recession, a check that we had written to a large vendor, and he made a photocopy of it and sent it back and wrote on it something to the effect of, "You have no idea how important this is to us."
I think that being a part of the 50th celebration is just so special because of the team that we have. The Parade of Homes allows us to sort of express who we are as a team. And I tell you, it is, we've got a really good group of people that we work with inside of our company, but also subs and vendors that have been along the way for so many years.
Louis, I'll tell you something I'd like for you to touch on, that maybe a lot of people don't understand about the Parade of Homes, and it was why the Parade of Homes even began.
Well, it's to promote homeowners. Promote home ownership and promote the industry. Really, to support the industry. It was a great advertising tool, and it got people out. We'd have cars lined up all around subdivisions, people come looking at new homes, and so it was a great selling point and a great promotion for the home building industry.
We've always decided to keep the name Homes by Dickerson, even though we've gone through some transition over the years, and we really feel like that we've always had this strong brand in the community, and I think that it held us accountable to Linwood and to Lewis, and to make sure that they're proud of what we're doing. Let's also be honest, John. One of the reasons that we build our parade homes to the standard that we do is because one of these gentlemen might walk through the front door.
But I think we can joke about how strict you were and how demanding you were, but that's what has made this company.
I don't know if you've noticed over the years, but we've kind of built on that foundation, and one of the things that we do now is we challenge them to find some inspiration. This goes back to what you said inspired you about many of the homes that you built. That inspiration could come from a restaurant that they've been to, a trip that they went on to somewhere across our country, across the world.
Realizing that Homes by Dickerson has participated in the Parade of Homes for 50 years, as we've looked back on that, we've realized that we've had just over 160 entries, with over 100 of those entries winning an award. That's a fantastic record. Now that doesn't all belong to you and I, although some of those parade homes were ones that we built, but the vast majority of those came from Lewis, Linwood, and the rest of our team now that's building these homes.
These aren't just houses. They're reflections of character, of neighborhoods shaped by time, of lives still to be lived.
We named this home Jubilee to mark a significant milestone, Homes by Dickerson's 50th anniversary. A Jubilee is a celebration of legacy, and this home is exactly that, a tribute to 5 decades of craftsmanship, creativity, and design.
While designing the Jubilee house, I was inspired by the timeless elegance and grounded presence of an English Tudor. The architecture nods to history, but the interior planning that we did is thoroughly modern day.
I think one of the things that makes it unique is when you come through the front door, you're automatically invited straight into that central courtyard. This house, though, really does culminate 50 years of Homes by Dickerson. And boy, this one is special. And it's going to be the launch for, I hope, the next 50 years of Homes by Dickerson.
Welcome to our parade home we aptly named Spill the Tea. From the start, I wanted this home to feel like a warm embrace, welcoming, stylish, and just a little unexpected. The idea was to create a place where stories unfold naturally, where close friends gather around the kitchen island or out on the screen porch, catching up, sharing laughs, and yes, spilling the tea. It's a space that invites connection. This home was inspired by a love for French countryside charm, blended with the laid-back lifestyle of North Carolina. From the moment you step inside, the 2-story foyer sets the tone. It's light-filled, grand, without being overwhelming, and immediately welcoming. We added soft arched doorways and custom niches with tongue and groove paneling that carry that subtle sense of charm throughout. My personal favorite, the 2-story kitchen. It's filled with light, personality, and truly brings the wow factor.
This home is a brand new plan, something we've never done before. Seeing it come to life exactly the way we envisioned, that's what we're most proud of.
The name of this parade home is Galloway Grange. This home is nestled in the heart of Pittsboro, North Carolina, and draws inspiration from the iconic Galloway cattle of nearby Fearington Village. Designed in the style of an old English farmhouse or grange, the home reflects the area's rich agricultural heritage and timeless charm.
Anybody who's built a home before recognizes that there are often unexpected changes and circumstances and elements that require you to bob and weave and pivot and change course of plans. And I think it's a poetic kind of hearkening back to the origin of the farmhouse. You know, this is a modern farmhouse, which is derived from the farmhouse, which came from people building a home. And then as life events happen, they added a family member, what have you, they added onto the home. And now that style has become refined and very clearly defined. But I think the way that we arrived at this final home and this final product, it pays homage to the way that the farmhouse was originally brought to fruition.
This home is filled with thoughtful features that blend charm and function. A few of these features include built-in bookcases, a hidden reading nook for quiet escapes, and a tucked-away scullery just off the kitchen.
The name of our parade home is Belvadier Hall. Inspired by the Latin roots Bellus and Vadere, Belvadier Hall translates to a beautiful sight. It's meant to invoke the elegance of a historic European garden designed to captivate the senses. From the library, doors open to a private oasis that invites quiet reflection and connection. Classic details from old English Tudor homes are woven throughout, encouraging the viewer to pause and reflect. One of the standout features is the library. Fully paneled in walnut, it adds depth and a timeless feel to the space.
To connect the spaces, walnut is also used for the fireplace trim, carrying the same feeling throughout the home.
The floor plan thoughtfully balances the aesthetic of the home with its functional design. It clearly separates the private and the public spaces. The foyer acts as a welcoming space that sets the tone for the entire home.
This parade home is named Axis. The name was inspired by the Earth's own axis, a central point around which everything turns. I envision this home as just that, the grounding center of your life. The name perfectly complements the home's organic, nature-inspired design, reinforcing its connection to the natural world and the rhythm of everyday living. You'll notice soft touches of blue woven into the tile backsplash, paint selections, and subtle veining of the countertops. The open concept plan of this home was created to foster a light, calming atmosphere that feels both spacious and serene. Though modest in size, the space lives large, redefining what livability can truly mean.
Being a part of this 50-year celebration means being a part of the communities that we've built in, from Raleigh to Pinehurst to Charleston, down in the eastern part of North Carolina, and we've touched thousands of lives. We've built thousands of homes over the last 50 years, and I'm just so proud that we've been able to get to know those families and be a part of their life.
I hope one day you and I are sitting in between two new people, or one other person, or somebody else that has chosen to keep the Homes by Dickerson name moving forward, and I hope that they appreciate all of the hard work that has been put in by all of us here in building the company to where it is, but then taking it one step further.
If I think about sort of one sentence that would sum up Homes by Dickerson, I would think through a foundation of hard work and honesty and integrity, you can meet a client where they need to be, no matter where that is, and you can build a great company with really good people.
Cheers to 50 years. Cheers to 50 years.
Cheers to 50 years.
Cheers to 50 years.